Welcome back to Truth Be Told, and I'm here with Dwight. My name is Max, and for those of you that don't know, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about priorities and diving into Proverbs a little bit. So I don't know what verses we're going over, but I'm excited to find out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, thanks, Max. And setting priorities. if we don't aim, if we don't aim at something, if we don't have something that we're aiming at, then we'll hit it every time.
yeah, exactly.
Because it's pointless in that. But I want to read a few verses out of the book of Proverbs, very beginning of it, actually. And this is the Proverbs. It says, the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. And then that's verse 1. Verse 2 says, to know wisdom and instruction, to discern the sayings of understanding, to receive instruction in wise behavior, righteousness, justice, and equity, to give prudence to the naive, to the youth, knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear, increase in learning. A man of understanding will acquire wise counsel. To understand a proverb and a figure, and the words of the wise and the riddles. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Mm-hmm. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. And as I was reading that, I began to think about it, that when we hear wisdom, mm-hmm. when we hear instruction, mm-hmm. we make a decision.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Yep.
And we make a decision whether we're going to receive that or we're going to reject that. Mm-hmm. And how do we know if we receive it? If we're going to do it. Mm-hmm. To hear something and do nothing about it, it makes no change whatsoever. So we haven't really received it, right? And Solomon, as you know, because you've been going through the book of Proverbs throughout the month of December and the 1st of January, there's so much incredible wisdom there, but it almost seems like he goes from here and then he's over here and he's up here, and mm-hmm. and there's this application and learning, again, going back to that expression I used the last time, that everybody that you meet knows something that you don't know. Mm-hmm. It's your job to find out what they know that you don't know. Yeah. And what do you do with that? And so in this Truth Be Told, Max, I want to ask questions, both of you and I, in this. What is it, that you haven't set necessarily as this big paradigm shift? You're going in this direction, and it's not going to get you quite where you go, but you need to make changes. Yeah. Problem with most of us when making big changes is we don't make them. Yeah. It's got to be something that's really drastic that happens in our life, some major chaos that happens that makes us move over there. Mm. But what small priorities, daily priorities that you make and you can keep, mm-hmm. right? That's the key mm-hmm. thing that I want to talk about there is, there have been things in my life that I've looked at and I said, you know what, I can't do all of this. Yeah. I can't lose, and I can't, and I shouldn't say another, but I can't lose 20 pounds this week. Yeah. Yeah. But what can I do mm-hmm. today that will help set me on this course and direction so that in this year, I'll lose that 20 pounds?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that comes back to like something as easy as just eating certain things consistently and healthy. And this has nothing to do with scripture, but it is at the same time, because it's what we put in, what we're feeding ourselves. On a physical level is the same as a mental and spiritual level. Yeah. And I think it's the small little things. One thing, this is on the business side of things, it's kind of, we're going in a different direction, but we joke about this now between me and my parents in the business. It's like, is it, because we've had a lot of people be like, oh yeah, you just got to get that you just got to land the cruise ship, one big account and you got it made. Well, number one, it sounds great, but they don't know what's on the inside and how the inner workings of everything work. And if that was possible, there would be a lot more people doing that
Yeah.
as well. But it's that big change, and we joke about it because it doesn't work that way, and you can't just. It's really difficult to make one big thing to make everything work,
And
and a big change.
yeah, Max, and if you had that one big ship,
Can you handle it?
and if it goes down, what happens to your business then,
You're
right?
done.
And
And
but if you have 50 little ships out there,
Correct.
you got to manage them more.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. But
Okay, good.
sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's great.
But that's exactly what I've been going through this year, is coming into this year recognizing that
Right.
for what it is. And the 50 little ships, they might be small, or the 50 little whatever it is, the little things in life that seem insignificant, but over time those things compound. Because if it starts at 1, it might not be 1 2 years from now, 1 year from now. It could be 2 or 3 or 4, whatever that is. If that's talking dollars or if that's talking pounds,
Yeah.
and
So-
it's but the consistency and building a system behind that so that it supports that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there, when I was in Bible college, my favorite professor there, he had this expression, and it's rung through to me, and I find myself coming back to it when I fail. Okay?
Yeah.
And when I say it, you'll understand. He said, "Beware of the barrenness of a busy life." And so in business, it's possible to have, I'm going to just simply say, too many irons in the fire, right? And in our spiritual life, in our family life, we can be doing, and someone else has said, it's doing so many good things
Yeah.
that you miss out on the best things, right?
Yeah.
And so how do we evaluate that? How do we evaluate what's the good thing?
Yeah.
What's the best thing? And if we do all of the good things, we miss out on the best things. And how do we feel about that?
Well, and so just going back to the first few verses, it's I just want to read a little bit here because I can't remember the exact words, but a wise man will hear and increase in learning. A man of understanding will acquire wise counsel. To understand a proverb and figure the words of the wise. There's a little bit further on here where it talks about the fool, and anyway,
A fool rejects what they
fool
hear,
rejects
right?
what they hear. So there's a common theme of that throughout
Oh, absolutely.
scriptures in general,
But
but throughout Proverbs especially, because it repeats that a lot. So to me, it's like, okay, am I open to learning?
Yeah.
Number one.
absolutely.
Am I open to listening to what
Sure.
you have to
Yep.
say, what others have to say? And I still have to filter through that.
So there comes the learning,
Yeah.
then there comes the application, right?
Yes.
There's the learning, there's the discerning.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, what will work for me? What is good? What is bad? What will work for me? What won't work for me?
Yes.
And so in the process of that, there's that discerning, right? And then there's the application.
Correct. So I have a verse. I just have to find it here because I was talking about it with, okay, here it is. It's in Proverbs, but it's unrelated to that specifically. But I wrote a few things regarding that. And it's Proverbs 20:5-6. Many claim to have unfailing love. Okay. But a faithful person who can find.
Yeah.
So, okay, if I say I have love, if I say I have this knowledge, if I say I've learned it, but if I just say that, it's saying I can claim to have it, but if I'm faithful and that's doing those, it's like you're consistent you're grounded, and you're taking what you've learned, and it's stable, and it's there's something that can be seen from that.
Yeah.
If that can't be seen from others or experienced, then do you really have it?
Yeah. So-
And so that kind of like separated that in my mind.
So going back to our expression from the last Truth Be Told, where you talked about how do you eat an elephant?
Yeah,
One bite at a time, right?
Yeah, you can't.
And so taking these things and setting out time,
yeah, time.
just rather than just being busy, rather than just more stuff adding to your calendar, sitting down and saying, okay, what is important? What's vital? What you know, what fulfills me and what fulfills a goal that I have in doing that, right? And I think that's, you know, sitting down with that, you know, again, going back to what you're saying about a friend. This so with this friend, and we're going to pick this up on our next session. We're going to do about 1 more minute here, and then we're going to pick this up because I think it's vital. I want to talk about the little foxes that spoil the vine, and in the next session, what robs those things in our lives, and with that, we're going to conclude here, and on this Truth Be Told, and we'll pick up on the next one, and so God bless you, and hopefully we help you in setting these small priorities and moving forward so they become big priorities.